Hi, welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. So, I wanted to talk about something different this time, and a completely different subject. So, something I'm also interested in is the paranormal, ghosts, aliens, UFOs, Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster, whatever paranormal thing there is. So, I grew up watching lots of shows like Strange But True and Most Haunted, and recently Ghost Adventures and Portals to Hell and stuff like that. So it's always interested me, along with conspiracy things like the moon landing and all that kind of stuff. And I guess it's of the same ilk, in the sense that you don't know people when they're telling the truth or not. You know, there's a lot of people that just like to make things up. There's people that like to make money out of these things, you know, like have hotels. It's always good to have a ghost story, because then you get the paranormal pound or dollar, because people want to see if it's happening. And also, then they make good stories as well, you know, The Shining and all sorts of things. So yeah, but are they real? Are they, you know, in the pursuit of truth? Is there any validity to these things? I've never experienced any UFOs. I've seen things in the sky that I've thought, well, what's that? But probably a plane, nothing, you know, like a big UFO or anything, or an alien or an abduction or any ghosts. I've heard noises, but often they can be explained by, you know, different temperatures and things like that. So do these things exist? I mean, we don't really know why we're here. We have no, you know, we have the biblical and the Islamic reasoning, but if you take them out of the equation, or even if you add them, we don't really know whether our purpose is to worship God and to do good things. But if you take that away, what is existence? This place we're on, we're just born and then we're taught all these things to believe and understand, and are there other things that we're unaware of? You know, infrared, that's what I mean in that sense. If you think about that, you know, for hundreds of years no one would have known about the idea of infrared. But when we understood, when our brain was at that capacity, then we started to understand there is such a wavelength as infrared, and lots of other different things. So could that be the same with this idea of ghosts? What are ghosts? Are they some kind of like portal? Is it some kind of, are they just energies? Like we are made of energy. Is it just the trapped energy soul that's within us, and when we die it's released, and that causes these paranormal thoughts or paranormal visions? You know, our eyes don't work in the way that we often think of them. If you think that when you wake up at night someone may see something. Now, our eyes are programmed from birth. When we see something that looks like in a human form, our eyes fill in the shapes, and sometimes they can get these things wrong. That's why sometimes you think you see someone you know, and then as they get closer you realise, oh, there's nothing like them, because your brain is filling in bits. Your brain sort of can interpret what your eyes see. Same as if you see a shape that looks like a human, in your mind it may look like a human until you get closer, or until your vision gets better or light gets better, and then you realise, oh, it's just a shadow of something. It's not actually a human being. So could our eyes be interpreting those energies of dead people when they die? Or when people die, do they release this energy that there's been inside them all this time, the soul as it were, and that when it disperses it causes like dreams in our waking mind to be able to see aliens or UFOs or experience these dark senses? I don't know, it's always interested me, these things. You know, when you hear of stories of, you know, when you hear of unexplained, what's that thing called, unexplained story, unexplained, I can't remember what it's called now, but when you hear these different stories of paranormal events, I mean, some of them, they don't seem to add up very much, and they could be all sorts of things, and it depends on the validity of the person, because there's some people that will just believe no matter what, like confirmation bias. They won't even, you know, think about, oh, could it be this or could it be that? They'll instantly think, oh yeah, that's definitely an alien, that's definitely a ghost. You know, they won't think, oh, actually it's just the floorboards where the different temperatures are changing and so are causing these noises. So I don't know if you have any paranormal stories that have happened to you. Leave them in the comments and then you can tell me. The same with things like aliens and UFOs. What are they all about? Are they these extraterrestrial creatures that are flying around? Is it the governments of the world that are making these new things, like some people think they are, like America making different, stealth ships, and they're being mistaken and as well, they are technically UFOs if they're not published. Is it something like that? Is it like a false flag thing, being get ready to make people, distract them from the everyday lives of the sufferings that they're going on, rather than standing up and trying to change things, like an entertainment, like a TV? It's just another form of that. Is that what it is? I don't know if you've seen any of these things, what you think about that, whether, we're not alone. In the Quran, I know it mentions about other species that God created, and or the possibility of that, and that one day we'll all come together. I know there's some verse that talks about those things. I don't know if there's in the Bible. I know it has things like chariots of fire and things like that, but I don't know whether the religious texts mention God creating other species elsewhere. Maybe this is what they are. Are they projections of these people? Maybe they work in a different way. Rather than moving their bodies, they can move their minds and form like a hologram of themselves or of their ships and observe us. Or is it just some madman? I suppose madman's not the best term. Some person that's just deluded of what they're really seeing, or just wants to believe in these things, or wants a bit of attention. I don't know. I think there's more to it than just nothing, because it's lasted for such a long amount of time. But then again, so is religion, and we don't know the validity of that either. But is there something to these ghosts, to these aliens? Something we're missing? Something like with infrared, that in the future we will understand better? Oh, this is what this was. It was just, a release of energy, and they were just picking up on it. And that's why sometimes we feel weird or dark when these things happen. Anyway, leave your comments or your stories if you've had them, or your videos that you've already made underneath, so we can all share that in the pursuit of truth of the paranormal. Take care, take it easy, God bless, and peace.